Hey everyone, welcome back. Do you understand how truly, literally, none of this was your fault? We're learning now the number of programs being run by our government to make life impossible in America, paid out of our own pockets, is equal to the largest fraud ever perpetrated on any population ever. Trust me, if you're beating yourself up over drinking milk out of the carton last night before bed, you need to stop. The people making the rules and judging you in this country are literally criminals. They've been using mind control to gaslight you and your family into thinking that you're all bad people for multiple generations. Trust me, you're a way better person than you're giving yourself credit for. So I give you permission to just lay your burden down right now. I forgive you, and I promise God forgives you too. All you have to do is forgive yourself. And it really is important to the collective that you feel very good about who you are so that we can all start to feel better about who we are all becoming together. Remember, when you rise, we all rise. All of it can be traced back to some kind of malicious intent, some form of deception, manipulation, coercion, and mass traumatization to keep us all in a state of paralysis that is unavailable to revolt or advocacy for the individual on any level. Most of what you blame yourself for is most likely the result of your eventual response to what was at one time a pattern of collective gaslighting or some kind of collective mass narcissistic abuse. We're finding more and more that key pillars of our society, like our political leaders, our judges, our doctors, our celebrities, all exist to gaslight us and to make us feel bad about ourselves, and to guilt and shame us into some form of self-hatred and self-betrayal. I mean, can you believe that we're taught to think we're the bad ones? I mean, do these people ever tire of finding ways to be sinister? And so, when we stop experiencing guilt and shame, those that feed on our feelings of guilt and shame will disappear, or the constructs that encourage the experiences of guilt and shame, and fear for that matter, will disappear. Where we're all going, there is no guilt or shame or fear. And to get there, we need to be there, or hold frequencies like neutrality, willingness, acceptance, and reason as our base frequencies, evolving out of shame, guilt, and fear altogether, like gone, or all the way gone. It's widely known by now that mass MKUltra mind control has been used to keep us all stuck in fear since before most of us were even born. So if you have any misgivings about what you've done in the past to keep yourself alive, you can just lay those burdens down right now. If you've managed to survive this long, you deserve a pat on the back. We all do. I'm pretty sure it was Nicole LePera who said, "Forgive yourself for what you did while in survival mode." Survival. Think about that. We're incredibly powerful, illuminated beings, capable of magic, running around trying to survive. It's ridiculous. How in the world did we get here? So again, whatever you're holding on to convince yourself that you're not enough, I'm here right now to zap it out of your life by reminding you that if you haven't embezzled $200 billion from your neighbor today, then you're doing much better than most of the people ruling over you right now. So forgive yourself. And by forgiving, I don't mean pardon, which is to first judge and then pardon. I mean true forgiveness, which is to release yourself from any attachment to the feeling of blame, shame, guilt, or judgment, and to replace that with the vision of light. It becomes a feeling of self-acceptance, a holy union with the Creator, and an overall expression of peace with a slight bouquet of hopefulness. And if you're someone who's been a light or shelter for others during this storm, then I hope one day you're remembered for your bravery and your character. The truth is, we all deserve very long vacations. The prolonged bombardment of our central nervous systems must stop. and we all need time to detox ourselves from our collective dependence on social media and screens in general. Soon, I hope, we'll be less accountable to all the current events and more able to focus on restoring peace in our collective central nervous system, which has been fried for over 100 years and has been hyper-mega fried for the past 7 or 8, depending on who you talk to, because we've been living through a silent war. So one way we'll know for sure this is really over will be that no one is expected to move or work for at least a year, if not longer. So if you're beating yourself up because you took a nap today, you need to stop. You need to lay that burden down. We need to fully forgive ourselves so we can begin to allow ourselves to enjoy life again. We need to remember how much of our power is tied to laughter, fun, celebration, and connection, or to things that are joyful to us. We need to remember what it feels like to go to a great party with a live band and lots of people we're eager to be close to. Because without our knowing it, that feeling of freedom and limitless opportunity through connection to each other is being dissolved out of our collective consciousness. When's the last time you thought about going to a party and actually having fun while you were there? So relax. You're a good person. Chances are, if you're alive right now, you're epically good. If you're watching this video, you're probably a saint, and you deserve the grace and forgiveness you so freely give others. And I'm here to remind you to relax and to give yourself some kindness. Take a deep breath. Everything's going to be okay. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you next time. We're learning now that the number of programs being run by our government to make life impossible in America, paid out of our own pockets, is equal to the largest fraud ever perpetrated on any population ever. Trust me, if you're beating yourself up over drinking milk out of the carton last night before bed, you really need to stop. The people making the rules and judging you in this country are literally criminals who've been using mind control to gaslight you. Sorry. To gaslight you and your family into thinking that you're all bad people for multiple generations. Sorry. Who writes this stuff?